All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever wondered if you really need to shell out cash for good antivirus protection? Well, you're in the right place. We're about to break down PCMag's top-rated free antivirus software for 2025 so you can see exactly what the experts recommend. You know, this is the big question for most of us, right? The protection that just comes with your computer, is it actually good enough? We all have it, but when the experts put it to the test, the picture gets a little more complicated. So let's see what the data really says. And that leads us straight to the software that's built into every modern Windows PC, Microsoft Defender. It's the default, it's the baseline for protection, but how does it actually hold up when things get serious? And when you look at the report card for Defender, it's a real mixed bag. On the one hand, hey, it's built right in, it's always on, and it gets pretty good scores in some of the big independent lab tests. But, and this is a big but, PCMag's own hands-on testing found some pretty glaring weak spots, especially with phishing scams and ransomware, where it actually failed their test. So the final verdict from PCMag is pretty clear. Microsoft Defender is a decent starting point. Look, it's way better than having nothing at all. But according to their deep dive testing, there are free alternatives out there that offer seriously better protection. So if Defender is just good enough, what's actually great? All right, let's get to the heavy hitters. These are the free programs that didn't just beat the built-in options, they completely blew them away and earned PCMag's highest recommendation. You know, out of all the free software they put through the ringer, only just two, managed to really stand out from the crowd. They earned that coveted Editor's Choice Award for just being exceptional across the board. First up is Avast One Basic. And this thing is more like a whole security suite, for free. It absolutely crushed the lab tests, got a near-perfect score stopping phishing scams, and, get this, it offers protection for all your major devices, not just your PC. That's a huge plus. The second Editor's Choice winner is AVG Antivirus Free. Now, AVG also put on an incredible performance, even getting perfect scores from 2 different testing labs. It's a little more of a traditional antivirus, really focused on that powerful core protection with a simple, effective firewall. And here's a really fascinating little detail that PCMag points out. Both of these top-tier, award-winning programs, Avast and AVG, they're actually powered by the exact same core antivirus technology. They just wrap it up in different packages with different features. Okay, so Avast and AVG are the 2 big champions here, but that doesn't mean it's a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. The best choice for you might come down to your own personal style. So let's look at a couple other strong options, one for the minimalist and one for the person who wants the whole shebang. First up, let's talk about the minimalist approach. If you're the kind of person who just wants powerful protection running silently in the background, no fuss, no muss, then PCMag says you should definitely take a look at Bitdefender. The big draw here is that you're getting the exact same core protection engine that's in Bitdefender's super highly rated paid version. It gets fantastic scores from the independent labs, but, and this is important, it didn't do so well in PCMag's own hands-on malware test, which just goes to show you that lab results don't always tell the entire story. Now let's swing to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. If you're someone who loves having a full suite of tools and gadgets at your fingertips, Avira Free Security is packed with features that go way beyond just scanning for viruses. So here you see the classic trade-off. You get great antivirus scores, plus bonuses like a VPN and a password manager, which is awesome. But, and here's the catch, a lot of those features are pretty limited. The free VPN, for example, has some really strict data caps, and you'll get a lot of prompts to upgrade to unlock everything. Okay, and we absolutely cannot forget about the Mac users out there. I know the old myth that Macs don't get viruses is still floating around, but the reality is they definitely need protection too. And the good news is there are some fantastic free options available. PCMag gives a shout out to these 3, and all of them got perfect or excellent scores from the labs that specifically test Mac security. So, Avast is your go-to if you want that all-in-one suite with a VPN. AVG is for you if you just want simple, solid protection, and Avira kind of splits the difference, offering a nice blend of both. So if we put it all together for Windows, you can see it really clearly in this chart. The Editor's Choice winners, Avast and AVG, they check all those critical boxes for things like phishing and ransomware protection, which you'll notice are the exact areas where the default Microsoft Defender comes up a little short. You know, all this talk about amazing free software leads to a pretty logical question. You're probably thinking it right now. If the free versions are this good, why on earth would anyone ever pay for antivirus?
And that's a totally fair question, especially since the core virus-fighting engine is often identical. It really boils down to three main things you get when you actually decide to K.
Well, the biggest difference is that free versions are almost always just for personal, non-commercial use. So if you're trying to protect a business, you have to upgrade. Paid versions also unlock more advanced features, and maybe most importantly for some people, they give you access to full-blown technical support if you ever get into a jam.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, from the default protection on your computer all the way to the award-winning free stuff. So after digging through all this expert analysis, what's the bottom line?
Let's boil it down to a simple action plan. Number 1, know that while Defender is okay, you can absolutely do better for free. Number 2, PCMag's top picks, Avast and AVG, offer truly award-winning protection. 3, pick the one that fits your style, whether that's the feature pack suite or the simple, powerful option. And the final takeaway is this: you do not have to spend a single dime to get excellent security.
And that leaves us with one final thought. Getting a top-tier antivirus on your machine is a fantastic, critical first step, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. It protects your device from malware, but what about your data, your passwords, your privacy online? Protecting your computer is the start of